Okay, so today we are taking a look at the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1, HDMI 2.1 to be more specific. We're going to do a little compare and contrast with this and see if this is worth the $299 that they're selling it for. What we're going to compare it against is other AverMedia products. We've got the Live Gamer Ultra, HDMI 2.0, and the Live Gamer Extreme 3. So we're going to put it to the test, see if this is actually worth the $299. Yeah, we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we're going to start off by taking a peek at this thing and telling you what it has in the box. I'm not going to do the unboxing. I've already done that at this point through testing and stuff. But it comes with an HDMI cable that's supposed to be good for the 2.1. And then a USB to USB-C cable. Gen 2 USB-C, so it's a 10 gigabit a second USB-C cable, but there is what it looks like, and we'll give you a video on the screen here in a bit to show you. But typical thing that Aver has been doing with a lot of their newer devices, it's got an HDMI in, obviously, an HDMI out, obviously, for pass-through, and then it's got an input 3.5 millimeter jack and an output 3.5 millimeter jack. So you can take the audio out to a mixer or bring it in from a mixer, depending on what you're wanting to do. So let's go ahead and put up on the screen the differences between these, and then I will talk you through it. Okay, for this compare, we're gonna go from highest price to lowest price, newest to oldest. So it'll go the AverMedia Ultra 2.1, the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra, and then the Extreme 3. So we'll put them up on the screen so you can actually take a look at them, and I'll talk you through it. Okay, so starting off with the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. As you can see, the interface or the USB-C that it uses is 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C. I know these USB-Cs, Generation 1, 2, 3 Type all. It's kind of confusing. What you need to know is that for video pass-through, it uses a 10 gigabit speed. So a little bit better than the, if you want a comparison, it's a little bit better than the Streamer X, which gives you a 5 gig. The input-output or the pass-through is HDMI 2.1, and it'll use anything below 2.1. Max pass-through resolution is 4K at 144. There is an asterisk beside that. They haven't implemented that yet. So if you're looking for 4K 144 pass-through, this doesn't have it yet. There's supposed to be a firmware update coming in the near future to get this to this. Right now, I think it's 4K 60 or 4K 120. I haven't been able to test that part yet, but both of them are HDR and VRR. If you have a console, you can use the variable refresh rate, 1440 at 240. Again, HDR and VRR. 1080 at 360, same. And then if you see the little asterisk beside it, it says for ultra widescreen resolutions, ones that have like 4K 1440, 100 hertz and stuff like that. The firmware for that will be available on the 16th of November 2023. If you're watching this right now, you got about 2 weeks before that comes out. And support for additional resolutions will be added gradually. So it doesn't have them all yet. And we'll get into some of the other disparities with this here in just a second after we go through this. Max capture resolution. So all you can do for your captures is 4K 60. Supported resolutions, obviously, it's for all the resolutions below 4K 60 or 4K. So you got 2160, 1440, 1080p, 1080i, 720. Don't know why you would do that. 576, 576i, and 480. Video formats are YUY2, NV12, RGB, and HDR. It does have a headset audio input and output. They're both four pole, so it's TRRS compatible. You can use TRS if you want, but it is TRRS compatible. And then gamepad audio input output 4 pole. Again, it's a jack. This is your input and your output jacks. And then dimensions and weight if you're concerned about that. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the Live Gamer Ultra, the one that is previous to this, and show you that there are very subtle differences, not big differences, not differences that are $130 differences. Okay, so the next one is the Extreme 3. This is one step down from the Live Gamer Ultra. It is about $179 on Amazon right now, so about a $130 difference between the two. But we'll go ahead and look at the specs on this one. Interface is USB 3.2 Gen 1 instead of Gen 2. It does not say that you need a 10 gigabit cable, but you know, a 5 or 10 would probably help with your video feed. This one only goes up to HDMI 2.0. It does have a output and an input 3.5 millimeter jack, so we can bring in audio or pass audio to a mixer if you want to. It does have HDR and VRR, variable refresh rate. This is where the differences between the two start. This one only has a max HDR Pass Through resolution of 4K 60. And for the VRR, if you have a next-gen console like a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or S or something like that, it's got a variable refresh rate. You can only do 1440 at 120 with this capture card. As you saw with the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1, it is and it does support VRR, you know, and HDR 4K 144 for HDR and VR both. So there's where the differences start to come in. Supported resolutions, obviously 4K, and it goes down. On this one, the max record resolution is 4K 30, 1440 60 and 1080 60. So you can't go over 30 frames a second on your record resolution, and if you're going anything below 4K, you can't go over 60. So the record format on these are very specific. It says MPEG 4. So H.264 AAC or H.265 AAC, and then the dimensions. So it's up to you to decide whether or not, you know, those 30 frames a second with your recording is worth the $130 extra that you're going to pay for this one. Okay, on to the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra. This was the previous iteration of the Live Gamer Ultra. So this is the one step down from the new one that they released. This one has a 3.1 Gen 1 USB Type-C cable on it. HDMI 2.0, like the last one. Obviously, all of them are HDMI 2.0. There's not much difference between this one and the other one, with the exception of your recording. So this one's got a max pass-through of 4K 60, 1440 144, and 1080 240, and it's HDR, right? And this one will do VRR pass-through 4K 60. The max record resolution is still 4K 30, so there's where you lose out. When you're recording, you're not going to get that 60 frames a second with this device. With that being said, it does have VRR and it does have HDR. You can use those if you want. There are the three AverMedia Live Gamer, or three of the AverMedia Live Gamer external capture cards. Let me know what you guys think about the capture cards. Do you have any of these? I usually tend to use the external ones in AverMedia over Elgato just because they have the output and the input 3.5 millimeter jacks on the front or on the side, depending on which one you get. All right, so taking a peek at those, we are going to hop over and we're going to take a look at the RE Central for the Live Gamer Ultra. Okay, so we're going to take a peek at the Live Gamer 2.1 Ultra with my PlayStation 5 set up. I'm just going to show you that it's hooked up right here. If you look down in the corner right here, this is the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. They prettified it a little bit with the LEDs on the front. The LEDs really have no usefulness unless you want to match it with the color scheme that you have in your office or whatever the case may be, streaming room, whatever. Just as an FYI, this will sync with like Dell's and Alienware stuff. I have the Aurora R15, so yeah. We'll set this off to the side. I have my PlayStation 5 hooked up for that. I do want to reiterate that if you have an ultra-wide gaming monitor, this will not work properly yet. That doesn't happen until a firmware comes out on November 16th of this year. If you're watching this right now, again, that's about 2 weeks away. So if you have an ultra-wide monitor, just know that it's not going to work properly yet if you decide to purchase it. I don't have an ultra-wide to test on. All I have is the Neo G8, the Samsung 32-inch that's sitting right in front of me. So let's get to RE Central. So RE Central, if you've never used an AverMedia product, is their capturing software. Elgato has one, their Elgato Hub or whatever it was. RE Central is the one for AverMedia. I use AverMedia. I like them a little bit better than I do Elgato simply because they have the input and output jacks. Elgato's usually or tend to come with only an input or only an output. So they push this out, right? And RE Central, the software that comes with this, and I'll show it to you really quick, does not work with this device. And it won't work with this device until sometime the beginning of next year. On their website, it just says, you know, first half of 2024. So they released it without being able to utilize the capture software that AverMedia uses, which is RE Central. As you can see, it doesn't show anything is detected. Doesn't show anything is plugged in, nothing. I think, and this is just speculation at this point, but I think what they were trying to do is get this out before Elgato released their stuff. If you saw it like the TwitchCon and stuff like that, they were showing pictures and they had like the M2 replacement, which is an HDMI 2.1, and then they had something that's probably going to be replacing the HD60X capture card, which in my personal opinion I think was garbage. But neither here nor there. I think it's kind of a rushed product. So you cannot use RE Central with this device until they release it sometime next year, depending on when they want to release it, how they want to release it. Anyway, like I said, I think it was a rushed product. That being said, it still will work with OBS, and we'll go ahead and show you that right now. We'll go ahead and open up OBS, and I have my PlayStation 5 on to the side of me, so we're going to go ahead and create a new source. Video capture, new video capture. As you can see, it gives you the option for the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1 video. So it does work in OBS. Go figure, it works in OBS, it doesn't work with their own software. I'm assuming that has to do with the YU12 or the UVC codec that is on this device, but let's go down to resolutions. We're gonna go custom, and just to show you that the resolutions are there. So it's got 4K, 1440, 3440x by 1440. This is for your ultra wide. As you can see, it goes ultra wide. 1440, 1080, or 2560 by 1880. Another for your ultra wide. So if you have your ultra wides, it does work in OBS. It just doesn't work in RE Central yet. 1080, 720, 480, and then 640 by 480 if you want to go down that far. We are going to go to just regular 4K, right? 4K. What a output settings, 60 for your frames per second. Video format, NV12. I'm gonna go color space. Whatever color space that you like. HLG. Yeah, I just like that one right there. Brings out the darkness a little bit. Color range, full, and then buffering however you want. You got the audio capture if you want to do some stuff with the audio with the capture card. I'm gonna go and click OK, and we're gonna transform this fit to screen. It does work with OBS. As I've said in previous videos, you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, or you can head over to Discord and ask me questions about this. But yeah, review, compare, contrast on the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra. Good device. AverMedia usually makes good devices. I just don't think it was production ready. I mean, it does work, but not working with your own software is, I don't know about that. Anyway, we've got more of these coming up for you. As always, we'll see you on the next one.